Thank you, Peter. Dobar dan, Beograd. Peter had been a very nice gentleman and didn't mention that I actually, but I need to make a confession, I actually have more than 20 years of experience within HR. I'm very proud of it. When I started working in HR more than 20 years ago, it wasn't HR as we know it today. It was at the best case personnel administration function. Since then, things changed tremendously. And I had a really rare opportunity to work within different organizations and different companies which build up and develop HR function. Today, I will share with you what we did over the last few years within Podravka and within HR function. I believe that Podravka is very well known for most of you, so I will not introduce it with many details, but let me share you a few, I believe, very interesting trivia. I'm sure that you didn't know that we started as a small jam producing company. We still produce jam, of course, wide, different tastes of jams, but we also produce many other products. One of most famous are for sure Vegeta, and most of us cannot cook without Vegeta. My husband would probably say that I cannot cook anyway, but I put Vegeta at almost everything, except for sweets, but then I use Dolcella. So since then, of course, we have many other different brands. Today we have approximately 1,000 different products. And we are a very proud company. We are proud with the fact that we bring culinary experience to our consumers. We feed people, but we also bring joys to many homes. So I will just say one more, I believe, interesting also fact. One of my most favorite our products is Cioccolino, and many of us actually was raised up on Cioccolino. I see. Yeah. And please consider that as an invitation, because some days during the year, our small town when headquarters is, smells like Cioccolino. And it really brings sweet childhood memories to many of our hearts. Of course, company today is a different company than it was in when we were just a small production of jam. Today, our products are very well-known products in food, but also in pharmaceutical segment. And we are present in 72 countries. You can buy our products. In the last few years, we actually changed tremendously. Our company went through really big change. We are very proud with our accomplishments. I tried not to mention, and I don't have time to mention all of them, so I will just quickly go through the most important ones. This year, for the first time, after 10 long years, we paid out the dividends to our shareholders. Last year, we performed very successfully employee stock option program. Before that, we started really intensive expansion to international markets, and we opened hubs in Dubai, Beijing, and Tanzania. We acquired Žito, which is the biggest acquisition ever in our history. We are actually having better and better performance, financial performance and sales performance, which probably resulted with higher trust of investor community. So the question is, what's HR got to do with it? This is the question I believe we within HR community ask ourselves that all the time. What is real connection between things which we do with company results? And do we have impact and influence on company success? I'm very sad, but unfortunately sometimes this discussion ends up in the, I would say, never-ending story, what we need to do to get a seat at the table in the management boardroom. And I will say to you openly, for me sometimes it looks like a small child trying to get seat at the grown-up table at some family gathering. I believe that we ask ourselves completely wrong question. The question is not what we need to do to get a seat at the table. For me, the question should be, do we bring value to the table? And do we deeply and really understand the needs of our consumers? And our consumers are our employees and our leaders. So this is the questions which I believe we should ask ourselves. In Podravka, of course, we were faced over the last few years with the high pace of change. And for us in HR, it meant to actually ask ourselves, could we and should we and how do we try to support business in this change? It was a very clear question for me and for my team who is supporting me somewhere there, that we want to be a true co-pilot. We knew that it will ask ourselves to change our role. We need to make a big switch from being a service provider into being a change driver, and it's not easy. Also, having in mind where we're starting with, it means for us to have a huge courage, true belief that we know what we do, a real support from our, I will use words of some of you, people-oriented management board. And I would say above all, we need to have true faith and strength to put all HR initiatives through the system. So, we started, today we talked a lot about culture change. I will not repeat what we already heard and we already know. But I think for us in Podravka, focus on culture change was actually, I don't think, first of all, that culture change is just HR agenda. This is what I wanted to stress. It's not HR agenda. It's agenda of all company, management, but also all employees. But I think it's important that we took initiative. So we decided to be a true facilitator of culture change. We took a steering wheel in our hands. We started, of course, we did it all what our HR practice suggests to do. So we started with surveying. We have cross-functional teams on board. We have a number of activities. But if you ask me what I believe in our case was important, it was of course, starting with surveying, but having cross-functional team, being proactive, and have a strict action plan. One thing which I also believe is very much important when we are talking about change of culture is that change of culture needs to be strictly aligned with company values. So we implement our values in many of our tools. You can see in this slide that we even have awards for people who live company values. And of course, it's sometimes frustrating for HR that company culture is not changing fast. I said recently that I would like that we could buy new culture on the market, plug it in and have it, but it doesn't work like that. It's a long run job, and we are aware of that, and we still work on change of company culture. The second very important brick for us in being transformation partner for a company was very strong performance orientation. Please bear in mind that when we started in 2012, our performance management toolbox was almost empty. So putting in place all HR tools in these 4.5 years for us was really demanding job. But today we have all standard HR tools, you name it, we have it. So we have performance review, we have annual reviews, we have KPIs connected with the compensation system, we have 360-degree, we have regular feedbacks. So we really put a lot of effort to implement all HR standard performance tool. We already see benefits. We see benefits through company achieving results, but we also see benefits through individual achieving their results and through actually awareness that only continuous development is needed if we want to improve our performance. So that brings me to the next building brick of being transformation partner for a company. We invest a lot of effort and a lot of time in building learning organization. I think somebody already said, but this is also true in our case, we have a huge number of activities in the area of learning opportunities. But what is important and what is underlying principle for us is that we always connect competencies, current competencies with wanted competencies, and we take care about company needs. We take care about purpose of education. We all the time ask ourselves, what is the purpose and which goal we would like to accomplish with these learning initiatives. Of course, this focus on learning can be seen through the numbers. We increased level of investment, but we also increased number of hours, even more than investment, because we are very open to different other creative but not so expensive ways of knowledge sharing. So for example, we are very much focused on internal knowledge sharing. And for us, one of main principles in learning possibilities that we try to make our education possibilities as available as possible to all employees. So we try to be creative there too. Also, we explore all the time different new types of learning. So for example, I think we were among first companies who implemented e-learning. Now it's in the place, I think, for 5 years. And some, I would say, probably more specific thing for us in Podravka was that some of the programs which are more expensive, we tried and succeed to make enrollment process very transparent. So if you want to go to the most expensive MBA, that's fine, but you need to go through the selection procedure where we see so far how did you perform. We see your potential for learning, but also we try to see and take into consideration company needs. And finally, but not the least important, building block for transformation was our strong focus on millennials. We talk a lot about millennials, but we really believe that they are change accelerators in our organization. We started in 2012 for the first time with a trainee program which we called Shape Your Future with a Heart. Selection process for this program was very strict and demanding, and only the best could enter a program because program was great. So they had many learning opportunities, that they have mentors, they have projects on which they are working, and in a few days we will employ next generation, and in this way many young, highly talented people entered our organization. But of course, after they finish this one-year program, they still need development. So we put a lot of effort and time to develop them further. We have program, we call it Shape Up, which lasts up until their 5th year of service within company. And the main purpose of this program is to broaden their business knowledge, but they also work on projects, they have mentors, they have coaching process going on, and they get regular feedback, which all actually give them possibility to soon and faster take over more responsibility roles within organization. And we are very proud of our talent management program. I will just briefly mention it. We call it Recipe for Excellence. Right now, currently, we have 30 people in this program. Of course, it has all usual standard process going on, so coaching, mentoring, MBA. And we truly believe that among these people, we will soon have future Podravka leaders and also people for our really ambitious international growth which we plan. And finally, in everything we do, we are guided by two main principles. And when I say so, it's a guiding principle for our company, but also for HR. We care. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to name all the programs and activities which we did to show that we care. We care for our current employees, we care for our potential employees, but we also care for community. I will underline here just one program, which is Pulse. This is volunteer club, which our millennials start a few years ago. They participate each year in the number of different charity activities. And for me, what I see as added value to the culture is that they set completely new standards for the rest of us, and they are our inspiration. And finally, the guiding principle for HR is the highest professional standards. In everything we do, we are never happy. We all the time ask ourselves what we need to do to be better next time. Each time we finish some project, each time we finish some program, again we ask ourselves, okay, what we can do better. And in improving our processes, we ask our consumers, our employees, our managers, what are their needs, and this is actually never-ending process. Also, we are very creative in making new programs which we believe could help organization to achieve goals. For example, we are very much oriented towards international expansion, and we want to see more international people in organization. And recently we started a program for international interns, what from the legal point of view was pretty demanding work. But still, each few months we have a few young people from different countries coming in and having unpaid internship within company. In terms of service, I said at the beginning that we wanted to move from service providing function into being more change driving function, but the service providing function are still a part of HR. And in this perspective, we really try to be service-oriented HR. And in the end, we are very lucky. From time to time, we get some award and recognition from HR community. And of course, that we are very grateful and happy with that. But having these highest professional standards on mind, for us, that means that our bar is each time higher, and then we are aware that next year, we need to be better. And for us, this is good, but it's demanding for us as a team. So, what to say at the end? I think that many companies claim that their advantage, competitive advantage, are people. We are not quite sure where is that true and how much this is true. I have really big experience, over 20 years of experience, and I can prove from my own experience. Companies in which I worked, which flourished and growed, have people in the center. And it's simple as that. So if we ask ourselves about real influence, we just need to look in front of us. If we look into people and if we deal with people, if we implement our H tools, we are already in the heart of organization because we deal with the people. And as a heart put blood stream through the organs, this is how HR could influence the whole organization if we take care about heart of organization. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jasenka Maltarić-Dujnić.